Hi, welcome to HindiMusicLessons.com. Today, I'll be taking a session on how to tune your guitar and also tune the mandolin if you have one. So, let me just explain all the fundamentals to you. Here we have a steel string guitar and correspondingly electric guitar. The steel string has got steel strings on the guitar, and you can also have a nylon string with nylon strings, but that's a different instrument with different woods, so we'll talk about that in a later video. And let me explain all the parts first, after which we can go into the practical tuning aspect of the instrument. Okay, here you have the headstock, and this is also called the head. So correspondingly you see the parts on the electric guitar, and you have the tuning pegs here, or tuning keys, which will be our main focus today of this video. And you have the the nut on both the sides here. So that's a plastic piece which elevates the string. And here you have the frets. So you have frets on both the guitars. So seemingly here you have lesser amount of frets than the electric guitar. Whatever, you can check that out. There are electric guitars with around 22 frets. So you will have 2 octaves of notes. After which you have the fingerboard or the fretboard. Top, the black part basically of ebony in a acoustic guitar. This is also called an acoustic steel string, Spanish or whatever. Then you have the fretboard markers, the position markers, which are these white dots. So usually to let you know what position you're playing in. So here you have a white dot and a black dot here. So black or white dots on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th and the 12th fret, and the others. Okay, you can just check that out. And there are certain instruments which will also have the position markers on the side of the guitars. As you're holding it vertically, you will be able to see it on your side, so that you don't miss the position markers. Then you have the sound hole. Then you have the pick guard, which protects your plectrum from spoiling this portion of the guitar when you're playing a rhythm or whatever. This is called the rosette, an inlay on the guitar, or besides the sound hole, which only is used for beautification purpose. And then you have the soundboard or the sound box, which will be the top of the instrument. You have a saddle, you have the bridge pins, and this is the bridge and bridge pins on the acoustic guitar and the steel string. And on the electric, you will have all the other accessories which you don't have here. So you have the pickups, you have the selector switches, the knobs, and the jack input, wherein you can connect this to the amplifier and electrify it. You have the tremolo arm here, which is a little different. Usually available on certain electric guitars. So that's the description of the instrument, after which we can move into the next and important part for which this video was basically thought of. So you have 6 strings of the instrument, and the name of the strings are as follows: E, B, G, D, A and E. If you go the other way around, this is how you can remember them. Every average dog gets bones easily. Okay, so if you look at it from the top, it will be every average dog gets bones easily. Various methods of tuning your instrument. You can use a piano or a keyboard to tune the instrument. So here you have a piano laid out, and just as I told you, the name of the strings are as follows: E, A, D, G, B and E. So what you got to do is play these notes on the keyboard or the guitar oh sorry, on the piano, and match it with the strings on the guitar. So you have a reference point here, which is the piano or the keyboard, and you can tune your instrument just by playing the keys and plucking your instrument. And what is deficient with this is like those the ones who are a little ones who are finding it difficult to tune by listening will have a serious issue here. So what we can do is to help them tune a different method, which I'll be discussing in the next slide. But other than that, if you are pitch perfect or having relative pitch, you can always tune your instrument by referring it to a piano or whatever. So here you have the E string, and then the A, the D, a G, a B, and a E. Okay, by any chance, if you don't have a reference point, you don't have something called a guitar tuner, there are certain methods that you can use to tune your guitar. The top E string can be tuned to a certain pitch, and after which, using that, you can tune all the other strings. For instance, you have the E string tuned first, and you can place your finger on the 5th fret of this string and play the next open string. I'll try to demonstrate that to you. So here you have the top E, so you have the E string here, and you can place your finger on the 5th fret here. This and the next open string should sound the same, which is actually sounding the same right now. After getting that tuned, you tune this, that's the D, which is the 3rd string from the top, by playing the 5th fret of the 5th string. So you have this D and the open 4th string, which should sound the same. Okay. So since I've tuned the guitar, you can listen to it. It's almost in perfect tuning. To tune the 3rd string, you keep your finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string and play. It matches. Now the odd man out is the 4th fret for the next string. 4th, and the next open string should sound the same. Then 5th again. So that's pretty tough for somebody who's not having a relative pitch or perfect pitch. So let's discuss the next aspect. The simplest method that you can use to tune your instrument is to use a guitar tuner, which will be fitted on the head of the instrument. So you have the guitar tuner fitted on the head that picks up the vibration of the instrument and shows you exactly what pitch your string is being sounded at. So you have the G shown here. That should be the 3rd string. So there are different tuners, different types of tuners, some which will give you a precise tuning frequency once in tune. So as you see here, the green LED is to show you that the 3rd string is perfectly in pitch. Suppose you find the string a little towards the left, which means to say that you've got to tighten your peg. Okay, so these are the pegs. So you've got to tighten the peg, after which it will come to the center point. Or if you overshooted it and somewhere here, that's towards the right, what you do is you need to loosen the peg. So this is how you use a guitar tuner. Most of the guitarists usually have a guitar tuner attached to the head because it's very cumbersome to have something on stage which has to be for which the guitar has to be unplugged and plugged into some other source. So keeping a guitar tuner on the head will always be beneficial. Let's go on to the next part. The best and easiest method, once you have a mobile phone is to download a guitar tuner, and you strum your string or strike the string, and the microphone picks up the sound and tells you whether you're on pitch or not, and how much you've got to go, whether you are flat, which means to say you got to tighten it, and if you're sharp you got to loosen it. So this is the best method of tuning the instrument, but all depends on whether you are sitting solo and there is absolutely no noise anywhere in the room. So that is the only drawback of this. And once you have a hang of the procedure, the ones that I mentioned earlier, if you can tune your guitar using or the fifth fret method, so that will be the best thing. Or you have to have a guitar tuner connected to your head. Okay, let's so once the guitar is in tune, obviously you can see to it that the guitar is in tune before you jump into playing anything at all, because as a student, a beginner or a pro, the tool has to be in perfect order before you start using it. So let's go on to the next instrument, that is the mandolin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first go through the tuning procedure of the mandolin, after which here you have the parts of the mandolin. Similar to the guitar, you have the head, then you have the machine heads or the tuning keys. Here you have 4 strings. So rather 8 strings, 4 sets of strings rather, and you have the nut as in a guitar, then you have the fingerboard and the neck, and here's the sound board or the sound box of the mandolin. Then you have the pick guard just like as in a guitar, and you will also have the bridge. This is called the floating bridge, in the sense like it is a bridge that you can adjust. This is used so that you get a perfect intonation of the instrument. Just go through a little bigger so you can see the floating bridge. Then you have the tail piece to which you can connect the your belt, and that's it. You have the curved back on the neck and the sound hole and the inlay. Just like you had in a guitar. So the mandolin is tuned in this format. So it's in the format of a violin basically. So you can see the mandolin with 8 strings. So there are pairs of strings here. So you have E, which is tuned to the same frequency. I'll just play that for you. So you can hear 2 strings played simultaneously. The next one is the A. Then you have the third, which is the D, and the fourth one, which is the G. Okay. So E, A, D, and a G. It's a little difficult to tune the mandolin. I would suggest that if you have one, you have to use the guitar tuner or the tuner or whatever. So that there are certain tuners which are chromatic tuners which will help you to tune almost any instrument, so including the violin. So mandolin should be pretty easy. You need to fix that on the the head of the mandolin. Now, here you have to be a little more precise when you're tuning a mandolin, because it's a little confusing in the sense like these almost very close. So you might miss out on a frequency here and there. So you have to be pretty precise when you tune. So I would always suggest that you use a guitar tuner. So that is the session for today. We covered how to tune your guitar and how to tune your mandolin. So if you have any questions regarding this, you can always post on the comments below, and I'll answer your queries. We'll be doing more videos of both the instruments and plenty of other things like classical guitar, keyboard, and piano playing and stuff like that. So this is just the beginning, and please do visit our website hindimusiclessons.com, which is one of the premier websites for people to learn music for all these instruments that I just mentioned, online as well as offline. And also refer to my books on Amazon, where you will be helped with almost all the instruments that I mentioned, and also vocal, which is being downloaded by many. I want you to just go through our Amazon links and our new website called hindimusiclessons.com. Okay, signing out for now. Thank you very much for being with us.